What's up everybody, my name is Zach and this is my review of the Asus PG279QZ. That's quite a mouthful, but it's actually a really excellent monitor. This is the newest rendition of the PG series monitors, the 27 inches. The last one being a 279Q. And the Z model is just an updated, I think it's like a 2019 version of it. If you would like to see the unboxing experience, I'm gonna put a link to the video right here in the top of the screen. I've done a full video on unboxing this thing and kind of first thoughts and looks on it and everything. Be sure to check that out if you want to. Before we jump into the specs about this monitor, if you're new to my channel, hey, I'm Zach. If you like any of my videos, don't hesitate to leave a like on them or a comment. I'll always comment back if you have any questions. And subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. I'd really like to have you following along. I really enjoy messing with this stuff and playing around and playing games and doing, stuff like that. So if you would, it'd be great. Just comment or do anything for me, it'd be great. Also, if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to share something that I would like to see them do on this lineup of monitors that I think would really help out with the functionality of it and how easy it is to do a certain thing. So stick around to the end of the video if you find that pleasable. So jumping into the specs, this thing pretty much packs it all. It's a 2560 by 1440p monitor. It's an IPS panel, which is really great for viewing angles and getting really accurate colors. Speaking of colors, it has 100% coverage of the sRGB, which is really great for if you're like a photo editor or anything of that nature. You can get really accurate colors on this, which is great for really any kind of use. Games, productivity apps, anything you're doing, it's going to look a lot more, perfect, I guess you could say, on this monitor. It has a contrast ratio of 1000 to 1. 16.8 million colors is real 8-bit. It has a brightness of 350 nits, which is just a little bit above average, I would say, for this type of monitor. I think that a good line would be like 300. And if you want to spend a lot of money, you can get up to 5 or even 1000 nits, depending on how deep your pocket is. This monitor packs a 4 millisecond response time, which on an IPS panel is as quick as you can get, which is really good for games. I prefer to play games on an IPS monitor because I think that I would rather see like really good accurate colors than I would to have just that much better response time. I've got a computer for that type stuff and it's not gonna matter playing console on this, but I would rather see better colors than a 1 millisecond response time. And that's speaking from experience. I also have a 1 millisecond response time monitor, but I prefer to use this. This monitor also packs G-sync, which is really great for the NVIDIA graphics card users on your computer. But you need to make sure, and I learned this by trial and error, you need to make sure your drivers are up to date on your graphics card, which that's easy to do. You go to GeForce Experience on your computer and work that out. But you have to remember to go over here to your monitor as well and go to overclocking, click it on, and then scroll up to whatever desired rate you can do. It can go all the way up to 165 Hertz, which is the limit for this monitor. Moving to some of the video features of this monitor, it has a trace-free technology. It has 4 different color temperature selection modes, which you can cater to your eye or to the surrounding that you're in. Say you're in like a dark place at night, you want to cool it off a little bit, or in the daytime you want to warm it up. It's just your preference. For the true gamers, it has a crosshair option, a timer option, as well as a frame per second counter, so you don't have to use your graphics card or any kind of onboard app you use on your computer to figure that out. You can do it straight from the monitor, and I think that's pretty nifty. It has a low blue light filter, and it has 6 different modes to choose what type of scene you want to have. Like say, like movie scene, gaming scene, a nighttime scene mode. There's 6 different ones like that. Now this monitor has a set of speakers on it. I don't think they're worth a dang, and that goes to say with about any monitor you ever buy. They're strictly for viewing. You always want to add some external speakers if you want to have good sound. They're 2 watts, I believe. There's 2 2-watt speakers in this monitor, and it's good enough to where if you click the trash can on your computer or something, you'll hear sound. I mean, that's about the only thing it's good for. Same goes to say with this big ultra wide monitor right behind me right here. The speakers aren't worth a crap on it, but it is there, so I do appreciate them being there. Now moving to the buttons around the monitor, you've really only got 4 right here on the right hand side and a joystick. Now these hotkey buttons down here, you won't use much. One turns on your timer. I believe the other one cycles through your frame per second and also your crosshair. The very bottom one is your power button for the monitor, where you can turn the monitor completely off, or you can leave it on and have it in standby mode when your computer goes to sleep. But the joystick is where all the magic happens. You punch it in which brings it up, and this is how you navigate. You don't have to use buttons to navigate. So you can go left, right, up, down, and if you want to click on something, you just press it in. Then to exit it, you can either hit this X, which it highlights on screen for a dedicated button, or you can just press the joystick over. So really simple to work. I don't mind it one bit. There is one change that I would like for them to include in the next rendition or later down the road, and I'm going to mention that later on in the video. This monitor also has the ROG lighting, which you can turn on. I personally don't care to have it on. Go to light and motion, turn it on. There it is. So there is your ROG lighting that comes on it. I just prefer to not use it. I don't really like having it on it. I feel like it distracts me a little bit from what I'm doing, whether gaming or working on videos or anything I'm doing on the screen. This thing, it just kind of catches my eye, and I don't like that, but that's just me. It is cool to have on here, especially if you're going for that, you know, RGB look, or LED look, I should say. Now to talk about the ports, it has two different types of signal inputs. It's got HDMI and a display port. It also has a headphone jack, a 3.5mm mini jack, and it's got two USB 3.0 ports, and obviously your power cable. All right, so that pretty much wraps up the specs on the monitor. Now I kind of want to talk about, you know, my thoughts and how I feel about the monitor, if I think it's a good buy. Now most people's gonna be buying this monitor for gaming, me as well. So I've played a lot of games on it. I've had this thing for maybe a month now. I think that's a pretty good amount of time to use it and really know or have a good grasp on the monitor. I've played Apex Legends right here, which is just blowing up. Everybody's playing that. I've only played that game on console on here though, no PC. So I played Apex Legends. Also on console, I played Call of Duty Black Ops. I've been playing Blackout a lot lately for some reason. Now on the PC side, I've played Tom Clancy's The Division 2, and I've also played Battlefield 5 on it. I've downloaded Apex on PC, but I have not tried it on this monitor yet with PC. And I've had excellent experiences with all those games on this monitor, console and PC. Now keep in mind, this monitor can run 165 Hertz, but you've got to have a computer strong enough to handle that. I've got a 980 Ti from a few years back in my PC, nothing, definitely outdated right now, nothing special. But I was only seeing, I would say, an average of 60 frames per second in most of my PC games running on ultra settings, or really as high as I could get it without, you know, having it bogged down too much. I've not even seen 165 Hertz yet. It would pop up to around 100 occasionally and run steady at 100, you know, every now and then, depending on what's going on in your games and your worlds. But I've not seen 165 Hertz at all, and I would say you're going to have a really, really beefy computer to be able to handle that. So keep that in mind. Now for the console, which I play through this monitor as well, it's steady 60 frames per second, as long as you have the right cable that can handle it. But it's really nice. And also, if you have a newer Xbox, you could download an update and have 120 frames per second through the Xbox, and that's capable on this monitor as well. You can get it to run up to 120, so that is a really cool feature. But I would say overall, excellent gaming monitor. It is kind of pricey, which with these specs and performance, from what I've seen, I think is definitely worth it. It is definitely worth the money. I would buy another one if I didn't have this one. All right, now I want to talk to y'all about how I think this monitor can be improved in the future on future, you know, renditions of it. For me, jumping back and forth between PC and console, which I would assume a lot of people is going to do if they buy a monitor this expensive, just buy one. So I think that it would be really beneficial to have one of these dedicated buttons to be your input select. Because how it is right now from them, you have to go to your joystick, go all the way down to input select, go over, and then click that, and hope you click it right, because if you actually hit the joystick left, you have to start all over. And same way to go back. I just think this is a really, really lengthy process that could be simplified by having a dedicated button. Take your FPS counter off the button or your crosshair off the button, because I would say most people aren't going to use that, and if they do, they're probably going to leave it on the whole time when they're using it. So I would really like to see them have a dedicated button for an input select. And Asus, if you ever, you know, happen to run across this video, take that into consideration. I think it would really make a difference to some people like myself. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or anything, just shoot me a comment and I'll get back to you. I really like this thing, and if you're on the verge of buying a monitor like this, definitely look into this one. I would say it's an excellent option. So if you like this video or found the information useful, just drop me a like. That'd be great. Subscribe to my channel even if you want to. I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.